Is there a winning strategy at the roulette table? Today we are going to go over the different betting strategies, and specifically we are going to calculate the house edge of each of these betting strategy. There are also a few myths that we are going to debunk at the end of the video. Let's first imagine the most basic strategy that you always bet on black. So always bets on black. And you're always gonna bet $1 on black. So what is your expected return in this case? Let's look at your bets. So you're gonna bet $1 each round on black, 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 black. Basically, that's all you do the whole day. So now think about what are the chances that you're going to win. There are a total of 38 numbers on the American roulette table, at which 18 of the numbers are black. 18 are red. And 2 are the green ones, which are the 0 and 0, 0. You're gonna get back $2 when you win, because the odds is 2 to 1. Basically, 18 out of 38 times, you're gonna get $2. And then whether you get a red or a green, that's the other 20 out of 38 times. You're gonna get $0. So this is the expected payout, which is equal to $36/38, which is about 94.74%. And the house edge in this case would be 1 minus 94.74%, which is 5.26%. And this is actually a high number, and we are going to compare it to blackjacks and other games later, which can be typically in under 1%. Now let's think of another strategy. Let's say you randomly bet on black and red. So basically, your bet is gonna look like certain patterns of red and black. And it doesn't even have to be random. It could be, whatever rules that you come up with. You can be like 2 red, 2 black. The bottom line is, when you bet on black, you only win 18 out of 38 of the time. And when you bet on red, it's also 18 out of 38 times. Which means it doesn't matter how you are betting on red or black, you are still getting the same odds. And since the payoff of red and black are both $2, so then your $2 times 38, the $2 times 18 over 38 is going to be the same in either case. And that still leads you to the 5.26% house edge. Well, what about betting on odds and even? Well, it turns out for odds and even, it's no different from betting on red and black, because for odds, there are 18 numbers that represent odds, and also 18 number that represents even, and the other ones are those zeros and 0, 0, which represent 2 of them possibility out of the 38. So in betting in odds and even, you actually still have the same house edge as before, since both the odds and the payout are exactly the same as red and black. Now some people might think, what if we want to bet on one of the columns? So let's say if we bet on one of these columns, well, the odds is 2 to 1. Doesn't that better return might give us an edge? Well, let's work out the math of betting on a column. So on each column, I'll label them as column 1, column 2, and column 3. They represent 12 numbers. And then again, you have these other numbers, which are the 0 and the 00. So that means when you bet on one of the column, let's say column 1, 12 out of the 38 times, you're going to win. And your payoff is going to be $3. But then for everything else, which is let's say if you bet on column 1, then you have another 26 out of the 38 times you're going to lose. So the expected return of this is still 36 over 38, which still brings us back to the 5.26 house edge, which, if you remember from earlier slides, it's still the same number. So betting on the column is no better. Well, what about betting on the block? Let's check the picture again. What it means is we are going to bet on these 12 numbers, and the odds we get for this is also 1 to 2. Is that better off? Well, I guess by the time of working through all the previous example, we already know that there are 12 numbers that we are betting on, but there are 38 numbers possible, and if we win only 12 out of the 38 times, and our payoff would be $3, because we bet $1, we get $2 bets. The odds of this block bets is 2 to 1. We are going to get an expected return of 36 over 38, which is still the same house edge as before. So same as this. So here is a betting strategy on the roulette table. So what it says is place 2 bets of equal amount on 2 outside bets. One bets on an even money play, and the other on a column or dozen that pays 2 to 1. So for example, place 1 bet on black and 1 bet on the column 3, which has 8 numbers. That way you have 26 numbers to hit, 4 of which you cover twice. You can also make a bet. Well, I guess we can skip over the rest of the part. So let's first analyze the first portion. What it says here is that we are going to, let's look at this initial part. We're going to bet on black with $1, and then make another column bet on column 3 for $1. The black bets will cover 18 numbers. The column bets technically covers 12 numbers, although as it mentions here, 8 of them are black and 4 of them are red. Let's check the picture again. So this one, this column is column 3. We do see that there are 12 numbers, 4 of them are black, and the other 8 of them are red. So what does this mean? So let's analyze the return of this strategy for different outcomes. And when a black and column 3 number appears, we're going to win both bets. Basically, that would represent 8 out of the 38 numbers, because we are covering all the black number on the black bets, and we are covering 8 of the black number in column 3. So when this happens, we are getting a payoff of $5, because when we win the black bets, we get $2 back for the $1 that we bet. And for the column 3 bets, since the odds is 2 to 1, we are going to get back $3. So this $5 has like a $2 component and a $3 component. Now let's keep going. What if we get a black number, but it's not column 3? So not column 3. Well, we are going to be you will have to be the other 10 black numbers. That's not one of the 8 in column 3. So the probability of winning that is 10 times 38. And the payoff of that will be, we'll get $2 back from the black bets, but then we're going to lose $1 in the column 3 bets. So basically, we are just going to get $2. Now, what about if we get a red number, but it's a column 3, red and column 3, which means we are going to lose the black bets, but we are going to win the column 3 bets. That there's only 4 red number in column 3, so there are only 4 ways to get that. And the payoff of that will be essentially just the winning from the column 3 bets, which will be $3, because we bet $1. With 2 to 1, we get back $3. $1 being the original bets and $2 being the winning. And finally, if we get a red number and it's not a column 3 bets, well, in that case, that will be everything else. That's none of the above. Basically, it would be 38 minus all the possibility above, which is 18, 8 plus 10 plus 4, 22. So that would be 16 out of the other 38 times. We're going to get $0 back. So if we multiply the probability with the return for each of these cases and add them up, that will be our expected return. Well, what do you guys think it's going to be? So if we are going to work through the math, well, 5 times 8 will be 40 plus 20 plus 12 over 38, which is 72 over 38. At this point, does that mean we are making more money? Well, no, because this is equal to $2 times 36 over 38. Our principal for this game is actually $2. We are betting twice as much as before. But the odds component is still 36 over 38, which is 94.74%, which is giving us, if you use 100% minus that, that's still the 5.26 house edge. So by now, you should probably realize that no matter how you vary different sorts of betting combinations on the roulette table, you are always facing the same house edge. Let it be a color bet, odd even bets, column bets, block bets, doesn't matter. And yeah, so I will call this a myth, the way that this guy saying that, oh, somehow you can use two bets to cover each other, but it turns out the odds would work out in a way that you're still facing the same house edge. And so what would be a winning strategy? Well, there isn't really a winning strategy in the roulette table. My advice is play some other games like blackjack. Even craps has better odds.